As California continues to deal with severe drought, the state's cattle producers have to come up with creative ways to continue to be profitable. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Russell Nemitz introduces us to one operation that adds value to their operation by combining wine with cattle.
It's not every day you see cattle grazing and grapevines growing on the same operation, but Sonoma Mountain Herefords is unique. This registered seed stock operation is in a part of California that's more often recognized for outstanding wine. The Cundy estate has long been home both to great vineyards and to Hereford cattle. Jim and Marcia Mickelson credit their kids with helping to keep the family in the cattle business.
Sonoma Mountain Herefords came about 15 years ago when we purchased my wife's family's Hereford cattle, and our children were showing cattle in 4-H when they were about 8 and 9 years old. And through purchasing my wife's family's cattle, we've grown the operation into about 175 mother cows today.
It is a family operation. It's my husband and myself, and we have 2 children and a daughter-in-law that are involved. So very much hands-on and keeps us very busy.
Today, in the midst of the severe California drought, Bobby Mickelson and his wife Heidi are keeping the herd in condition by feeding hay. Hereford was the breed of choice for Marcia's father, and that tradition continues today.
History of Herefords in our operation go way back. My dad started a Hereford herd with an FFA project back in about the 1940s, and started developing his herd and had registered Herefords. And then I got the bug. I like them because they're not only are they docile creatures compared to other cattle species, I think they produce a very high quality product for the American consumer.
The breed is a breed that you can get out and be in and be around and not have to worry about having problems with cattle that have an attitude. And the Hereford breed is one that is real strong in docility and easy to be around.
At Sonoma Mountain Herefords, the top priority is to raise high-quality bulls for commercial cattlemen. Marcia and Jim believe the mountain conditions where the animals are raised prepares them to perform for their customers.
Our bulls are mountain-raised bulls, part of Sonoma Mountain, and so they're not fed in a feedlot situation, so they have to travel to get their food and water, and we make sure that they get out and travel the way we set up where we water them and where we feed them. So they're moving, they're very sound on their feet and legs, and I think that's an important part of where we sell our bulls, because they're going to go out in the mountains to go breed the cows, and they've got to have good legs underneath them.
We really work hard on quality of cattle, feet and legs starting at the ground up, great udders, moderate frame cows. The way we're going to make our living is selling bulls to go out and breed in these commercial cow herds, and in order to do that, they've got to be able to perform for them. So we spend a lot of time in selecting sires. We AI here, so we spend a lot of time in looking at EPDs, looking at tenderness, a lot of the things that are available to us today, and really try and put together a good quality product that will benefit us as a breeder as well as the people that are buying replacement stock from us.
Stewardship of the land is another priority at Sonoma Mountain Herefords, and the Mickelson family's efforts have positively impacted both cattle and grape production.
The winery operation farms about 750 acres of varietal wine grapes. They're in the Sonoma Valley, and the entire ranch, which is 1,850 acres, our home ranch, is not all covered with vines, so there is a large portion of it that is pasture land and grasslands and woodlands, and so we utilize the open space for the cattle. The cattle play a vital role in our sustainability. You know, we utilize the cattle for natural fertilization on the fallow grounds. When we tear out a vineyard, the cattle would be put in there and they graze off the fallow land. And we also use cattle waste in compost for our vineyards. So it kind of all is has a very symbiotic relationship between the vineyards and the cattle.
The property, as she'd said, is sustainably farmed. And part of that farming practice is bringing the consumer right onto the property. And they get to see the cattle grazing in amongst the vineyards. And that exposure to the consumer, I think, has really done a lot to promote the beef industry and to promote the marriage of cattle and wine, that people, when they leave the winery, really feel like, I want to go get a good steak someplace and enjoy it with a good bottle of Cab or Zin, a good red wine.
Grazing and grape growing have been intertwined at Sonoma Mountain Hereford since the 1950s. And working together, the Mickelson family has found the winning combination to produce great wine and great tasting beef.
As far as Sonoma Mountain Herefords go, I like to think that we produce a very honest product with a lot of integrity. I think it's a very high quality product that I think the consumer will always be happy with when they sit down at their meal in the evening time with their family.
Being in this cattle operation really came out of something that we could do together as a family, and we've really enjoyed it and live it every day. It's been a lot of fun for us.
Reporting from Sonoma, California, I'm Russell Nemitz for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.